Hey lovely sexy gaming people, welcome to today's video, which is going to be a quick look at the latest Stormbringer delivery. And this one we got it's going to be like third. No, is it third or because they got the Ogre Moor Tribes Tyrant, didn't they? So this is what, the second special kind of character, which is the Warlock Bombardier for, I think that's Skaven, isn't it? Then we have issue 35, which is the one we're going to look at today. We have issue 36, 37, and 38. So now this is the first Sylvaneth model, I believe, that we have received. So I'm looking forward to building that. That will be my mini. So let's get into the magazine. Arch-Revenant, Sylvaneth, more core rules. So Sylvaneth. The Sylvaneth are guardians of nature in the mortal realms. They are a proud and warlike people, and they stand ever ready to repel invaders and take gory revenge on any who would despoil their sacred glades. The Sylvaneth were made long ago to guard nature in the mortal realms. These beings are made from life magic and spiritual energy, and their forms often resemble the forests they are sworn to protect. Cool. So, kin to the trees, children of Alariel, and spirit warriors. We then have a short story. Actually, well, no, this is Venom Part 3, so the third instalment for that particular story. A celestial history. Azir's history is one of glory and defiance. Since his awakening in the mortal realms, Sigmar has made this realm the centre of his empire. No evil has set foot in Azir for centuries, but it remains at the heart of Sigmar's war. As his last bastion against chaos, and now as the launching point for his grand crusade. Battle of the Burning Skies. The first great battle of the Age of Chaos was the Battle of the Burning Skies. This titanic conflict saw Sigmar himself fight against the combined forces of the Chaos Gods. Despite the God King's valour, he was tricked by Archon into casting his holy warhammer Galmaraz. Casting away his holy warhammer Galmaraz. With Galmaraz lost, Sigmar was forced to retreat to Azir. The storm breaks. At the beginning of the Age of Sigmar, Azir was a staging ground for hundreds of simultaneous attacks across the mortal realms. The Stormcast Eternals gathered in their entirety in the realm of heavens before striking at vulnerable targets across the cosmos. Sigmar's warriors captured and reopened many gates to Azir after years of dormancy, allowing the God King's armies to pour through and establish vital beachheads. Meanwhile, the foul forges of Azir blazed brightly as ever, as every fallen Stormcast Eternal was remade, so that they could continue their battle to liberate the mortal realms from the Chaos Gods for good. So, Arch-Revenant. Alariel commands I act, enemies die. Arch-Revenants are scouts, special agents and war leaders for the Sylvaneth. They travel across the realms, sometimes as lone warriors and sometimes at the heads of great Sylvaneth armies. Arch-Revenants sweep across the battlefield, directing their forces before flying in to join the fray. So we've got Home Glade. So a d6 rolling chart to find the forest your Arch-Revenant hails from. And then character trait d6 rolling chart there. a short how to build. So you've got a cloak of leaves here, which is cool. I like that. And then we've got these wings. I may... So it's actually an insect that's... so Zephyr-spite. These winged insects grant Arch-Revenants the power of flight, so they attach to their back. Yeah, I may keep that separate for painting. I haven't quite decided. I may even break out the airbrush. We'll wait and see. And then we're into how to paint. So, Catachan flesh as your base coat, then Uruk flesh on the leaves, and some of the twig-like protrusions. Cantor blue on the wings. And then the wing membrane, they are painting Corax white. Cool. And that's what your Arch-Revenant will look like once you've followed the guide. Then we have rules, page 15 here. And then we have the war scroll for Arch-Revenant. So they have 12-inch move, 6 wounds, 8 bravery, and they've got a 4-up save. They have a Revenant's glaive, which is a 2-inch range. It has 4 attacks. It's 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound. It's a -2 rend and 1 damage. And then you have tail pincers. Now I'm assuming that those tail pincers are with regards to the insect thing, because they've got little pincers on the back there. Tail pincers is a 1-inch range. It's D3 attacks, so you have to roll for how many attacks you have. It's a 4+ to hit. It's a 3+ to wound. There's no rend, and it's 2 damage. War Scroll tutorials. Crescent Shield. Okay. 4+ ward and +1 attack. Crescent Shield. Okay, cool. Then we have our pitch battle number 15, War in the Woods. And for this, we are going to need the Arch-Revenant, the Knight Judicator, 5 Vigilors, 6 Gryph-hounds and 5 Vindictors. We're going to get, for the Forces of Destruction, the Loom Boss, Zarbag's Gits, 20 Shooters and 10 Gut Rippers. The warring forces in Ulgu have strayed into the long-lost glade belonging to the Sylvaneth, who are ancient allies of Sigmar. This is an opportunity to forge a lasting alliance for the forces of order. However, the Sylvaneth do not forgive easily. The cunning Gloomspite Gits and Cruel Boys intend to corrupt the Sylvaneth Grove. This will harm these natural guardians and could turn them against Stormcast Eternals. However, aid is on hand in the form of an Arch-Revenant dispatched by our Alariel to assist the Stormcast in their conquest of this lost site. So we're using two of the two big battle mats we've had so far on the desert side, and you're deploying in stepped corners basically. So cool. And then the next is our Fungoid Cave Shaman in issue 36, and then Ilthari's Guardians in issue 37. So come down, let's have a look at our Arch-Revenant. So we get a 40mm base, and this is a sculpt of 2019. It looks like we get potentially a little bit of scenery to help bolster the foot that's or feet that are securing this to the platform because they do seem pretty flimsy. So there's plenty of detail on this mini. The wings look really good. So the veins on these wings are, I mean, they're nicely embossed. So it's raised detail on these, which is nice. So as long as you're not putting the paint on too thickly, you should be able to, once you've done your coloration on your wings, just come in with a really fine detail brush and paint the wing veins, I feel. And then obviously we've got the detail of the cloak of leaves here. And again, that's really nice and crisp. Our little insect thing is this. It looks like, in that form, it looks like an earwig that you find under your carpets in your house. Or sometimes rolling around your bath for some reason. And then this really nice mask there with the curled horns. Yeah, I like this. I'm going to enjoy building this. I'm going to keep the wings as a separate piece and then glue them after I finish painting. I think that will be the way to go. Looks like we get a bit of Mark 1 tactical rubble, or tactical rock rather. This Mark 2 tactical rubble, but this looks like a Mark 1 tactical rock to partially stand on. Yeah, cool, groovy, like it, liking it a lot. Yeah, come back in a second, we'll build it. Hey, lovely sexy gaming people. Right, now we're going to build our Arch-Revenant. And the first thing I'm actually going to do is put together the bug, which has the wings. And looking at this, it's a fairly simple, in theory it should be a fairly simple thing. So it is keyed so that they slot in, and they should only go in one way, which is nice. So I'm going to have a dab in there and just pop one wing in. They are actually, you know, once it's in position, you know it's in position, which is quite nice. And then okay, so there you go, there's your winged bug for your Revenant. Now I'm not going to glue that to the Revenant so that I can paint it easier. The next step I'm going to do is we're going to join up this grass skirt, which forms part of the body, and because that goes in quite firmly actually, again it's a nice, once it's in position you know it's in position, so that it's done. I'm just going to pop that to the side because we now have to glue a leg to our Arch-Revenant. So you're going to glue one of the lower legs to this part of the body. like this. And then this attaches to our Revenant body. Now, just trying to figure out which way that goes. I mean, that feels good. I think that's it. Kind of like so. So the back piece juts out a little bit, but it does look, the join does look correct in the right areas. So yeah, there you go. Right, now we have two sub-assemblies to do. So we have our head and mask, which is going to be fairly simple, to be quite honest. That's just going to slot in to the back of the mask, like so. That looks right. Okay, and then we're doing the other leg. So we've got a shin piece that is going to just place on the front of the lower leg, like so. And this has two little dimples in the back of this shin piece, and two little nubs coming through the knee. Now, so this now joins up, and that's actually a nice, yeah, you can feel that go into position. That's nice. I just need to deal with this mould line because I missed it. And then knee joint goes in like so. Now there is a tab on the bottom of this foot which will hopefully connect into the little scenery rock or whatever it is. It looks like it might be an old skull or something that they're standing on. You see the seam lines, skull seam lines on it. So let's have a look. We're going to put our skull together with this part, that part, and that part. Now, that joins there like so. And I'm doing this slightly cack-handed, so I'm gluing the two halves of this rock or whatever it is together. And then there is a little piece which attaches like so. Yeah, so it is an old skull that they're stood on. Like thus. And then we've got a shield that will attach to the arm. And again, this is pinned, so you can't really mess it up in theory. So, bingo. Right. Now, I am going to glue the foot to the skull, because that's going to make positioning a lot easier on the base. So I can just give that a little bit of time to go off. So once you've glued that on, we've only got, I need to put the head on, but you've got this arm, and then you've got this protrusion coming out and covering part of her, and the arm that's holding this glaive, would you call it? Spear? Curved spear? Right, let's go. Yeah, I think there. Because there is a little bit of leaning forward, I'm going to position this a little farther back on the base so that it offsets, hopefully offsets any gravity if you're playing over a sloped surface. Like thus. Right, then I'm going to come in with this arm. And that looks like it attaches into the, there's a shoulder, bit of the shoulder sticking out, and that looks like it goes on there. So that's what feels the most natural once you slot it into position. Now, really don't like this glue. I mean, it's all right, but so her head is looking over the other side. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pop glue into the base of that, so that hopefully attach like so. And then we have this, which looks like it goes over her breast and under her arm. Like so. And just see if I can like that, and then this final piece is the spear, and that attaches to this arm like so. So what I'm going to do again is there's a little indentation there. That is going to get the glue. Oops. Attached like so, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue at the bottom where it makes contact with the base for security. And there you go, that is your Arch-Revenant. The wings go on her back, which I won't put into position until I've painted her, but they go onto her back like so. Yeah, I do like this. I think I'm probably going to be a little bit, I'm not going to, because I see some really wonderful colour schemes for these, where they have, like, you know, bright greens going into like pastel whites and stuff like that. But I think I might just stick with maybe some earthy tones, browns more, and do her that way. But yeah, I actually like her. She looks like she might be a bit complicated to paint. Hopefully that won't be the case. But there you go. That's her build. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Alright, take care. Bye bye.